Charlotte, North Carolina is a city in mourning today after 4 police officers were killed in the line of duty. They were serving a warrant at a home when they were met with gunfire.
This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get the merch link in the description section. All of our new merch items are available, ready. Some of them sold out. We got them all restocked now. Look out for the email. Sign up on the email list. Buy you some merch today. Like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. There was a shooting in Charlotte. 3 U.S. Marshals killed, 5 officers injured, serving a warrant. 1 suspect dead. 3 U.S. Marshals were killed and 5 officers were wounded after a suspect opened fire on them as the U.S. Marshal Task Force were serving a warrant in Charlotte, North Carolina on Monday afternoon, according to police. Let me say this real quick before I get mad and before I finish reading this. I hope to God that they're not serving a knock warrant. I better not read that they're serving a knock warrant. The shooting began when the U.S. Marshal Task Force attempted to serve a warrant for firearm possession by a convicted felon. During the Monday evening press briefing, authorities said the suspect officers were serving the warrant on, I guess it needs punctuation. The suspect that the officers were serving a warrant on was one who initially opened fire. The suspect, police said, was found dead. Police believe 2 shooters may have been involved. They said 2 persons of interest were taken to the police station for further investigation. 1 person of interest is a 17-year-old juvenile, police say. The other is a woman. We have 2 people of interest at the police station that are being questioned right now, Police Chief Johnny Jennings said during a presser. And we have confirmed that the individual that was set up, that we were serving a warrant on, was an individual who fired the initial shots and is deceased. Hold the phone.
Charlotte, North Carolina is a city in mourning today after 4 police officers were killed in the line of duty. They were serving a warrant at a home when they were met with gunfire. Now we're hearing from the neighbors whose house was used as a sniper's nest to take down the bad guys.
Law enforcement comes under attack. And armed officers run into the path of danger as gunfire erupts. Cops take cover in the deadly police shooting. 4 officers were killed while attempting to serve a warrant at this home in Charlotte. 4 other officers were wounded.
Do we take cover?
Panicked neighbors posted live videos on social media as the frantic scene unfolded.
Oh man, oh no.
Here, an armored vehicle pulls up on a neighbor's lawn. SWAT teams staged operations in people's front yards.
Sniper dude ready to take the shot.
And these 3 roommates say a team of snipers set up right inside their home. You can see them sprinting across the living room. Outside the home, nearly a dozen officers take their positions. As more gunfire erupts, the roommates take cover.
Shots were ringing left and right.
Yeah, it just kept going, and then it kept going, and it just kept escalating.
It was at least 100 gunshots, if not more.
It was a lot.
He says a sniper used their bedroom as a vantage point.
They used one of our bedrooms to set up a U.S. Marshal sniper.
Cops identified the shooter as Terry Clark Hughes Jr., who was wanted for possession of a firearm. He was shot dead by police. Today, Charlotte's chief of police was brought to tears at the loss of life.
You know, the last few days it's just been very tough. And knowing that you have families that are hurting right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to the Tatum Show. They better have not done a knock warrant. I have a reason to believe that they did a knock warrant because of the time of day. We normally don't do no knock warrants in the middle of the day where everybody's awake and everybody can see and all this. We don't do that. I pray to God they didn't do a knock warrant. If they did, whoever made that decision should be held responsible, either by losing his or her job, or the department agency should be paying the family out. There is no way in the world. What has happened in society, and Rand Paul, who's an idiot for doing this, in Kentucky decided to sign the Breonna Taylor Act or something stupid. when Breonna Taylor's death didn't have nothing to do with a no-knock warrant. But anyway, he signed it to where the SWAT team in Kentucky can't conduct no-knock warrants. You know how insane that is? And when you knock on a door, it's how you get killed as a police officer, right? Let's run the scenario. You're going to execute a search warrant of a dangerous, felonious criminal that is known to have conducting violence and guns. That's why they did a warrant in the first place with a tactical team, because this person is violent and dangerous. You go to the door and you say, "Hey, Mr. Bad Guy, we're here to take your life away forever. Come on out peacefully and go to prison for the rest of your life." You think he's going to say, "Okay, I was going to kill all of y'all, but just because you knocked, I'm going to make sure I put my gun down and come out peacefully"? No, you're giving him an opportunity to set up and make his final stand. And if you're knocking on the door and announcing, now he's preparing. He has the layout of his house. He know where he can stand. He know where not to stand. He know where the blind spots are at. He's set up to make his last stand. And I'm not saying that they did a knock warrant. It appears that they did a knock warrant. The paper is not saying if they did a no knock or a knock warrant. I hope I get the affidavit so I can see it. But that's why you don't knock on the door, because they set up and they do all this. Breonna Taylor wouldn't have got killed if they did a no knock warrant on her house. They knocked on the door. That's how she ended up getting killed. Because they knocked on the door, which got the boyfriend enough time to get a gun. And then when they finally breached the door, he now shoot the police officer as soon as the door come open. If you breach the door without knocking, they still in the bed, disoriented. They don't know what's up or down, left or right. You in the house on top of them, putting them in handcuffs before they ever knew what's going on. But when you knock, you're giving them an opportunity. Now think if Kentucky police were doing a raid on a pedophile who has child porn in his house. No knock warrants, right? You knock on the door, and let me say that, no knock warrants. So you have to knock on the door for the pedophile. What did you think he's gonna do? He's gonna hear bang, 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 bang. You finna spend the rest of your life in prison. It's the police. He's gonna go to his computer and delete and damage or whatever all of the evidence that's on his computer. And he's not gonna open the door. You guys gonna have to ram into his house. By that time, he's already deleted everything on his computer. He's probably destroyed his computer. He probably set it on fire. And he may kill himself. Y'all have no evidence and no justice. That's why when you get the pedophile, you force entry. And you get him before he gets his computer. How do you know this, Brandon? Because I was on an FBI raid of like the number 2 ranked pedophile in America for child porn sharing. And of course I held containment, but the FBI turned his house into a bird cage. They were we had never in the history of Tucson SWAT, and we were one of the baddest SWAT teams in the country, ever threw more than a couple flashbangs. They threw 8 or 9 flashbangs and boom, 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 boom. Why did they do that? And they had a key guy, because I was in on their briefing. They had a guy, his whole purpose was to run to the computer and hit a certain key to lock the computer so he can't remotely or anything delete any of the material on the computer. One guy that was supposed to lock the computer. That was his whole job. And of course they knew what room the computer was in and all that other stuff. But what did they do? They didn't knock. They blew his door open. They flooded the house, and one guy hit the keys and locked the computer, and they ended up getting him at gunpoint. If they didn't do that, he'd be deleting porn. To this day, kids would not have gotten justice. Now, they can forensically extract some of that stuff, but who knows? If you're doing dark web porn, you probably know a way to defeat the police in deleting it. Hold the phone.